Today, from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans,
here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going.
And we are underway from the Superdome.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Good job, good job. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 52 yards.
It was a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Down right around the 25. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete. On now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage.
Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So here come the Saints now for their first drive.
They'll be led out by their new quarterback, first-year signal caller out of South Carolina.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
7 yards there and a first down.
Now Rattler.
And the Raiders have got him. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Throwing is Rattler.
Little short pass here to Hill.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Rattler wants to throw it.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Here's Rattler. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 3.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara.
And Kamara's going to have a Saints first down as the tackle made at the 31-yard line.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 15 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
I have to say, partner, their coaches didn't do a very good job of hiding their thoughts this week when they spoke.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Hands it off out of the gun. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Clock running here. Under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. Here's a 2nd and 7.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 4.
They'll set up a throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Now the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Third down, Rattler to the air.
And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 23 yards on the play.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Looking to throw.
It's Myers again with another catch.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's got the rookie from Georgia. That's Brock Bowers.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll look to throw again.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
A carry here for the big tight end. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. And they'll run again. They'll fight for the end zone, but they will stop him again. Shy of the goal line.
No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And his kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10.
Ready, 32, yellow.
From the shotgun, Rattler.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
To the air is Rattler.
Little short pass here to Hill.
2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but
but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Touchdown Raiders. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders are able to add on to their first half lead. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Rattler looks to throw on second down. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Rattler working out of the gun. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A give to Kamara running right. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He'll drop to throw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
Trying the left side with Kamara. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
Rattler to the air on 2nd down. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Here's Blake Groupie now for the Saints field goal.
From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 54 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's caught by Myers. Touchdown! Jacoby Myers, 27 yards.
And the Raiders have opened the lead up to 30. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards.
And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the gun, here's Rattler.
They complete it to Hill. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
To the 43, second down. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has now allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4.
Now back to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Raiders pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to second and 4. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter. Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. First carry of the game for Zamir White. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there. You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out. And he'll take this down to the 33. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help. No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year.
Extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
2nd and 10. Rattler once more.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
To the air once more is Rattler. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down. Now Rattler. Open man left side. Shaheed has it.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 42. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Rattler now to throw on 1st and 10. Room to maneuver at the 35.
And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Throwing on 1st and 10, Rattler.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Throwing is Rattler.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And his kick is good. And he'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Raiders,
they get a critical 10th win on the year with 1 game left to go.